We're kicking off today's show with soccer, but it's not good news about a big win. It's about a big corruption case instead. Some officials who work for the sport's governing body, FIFA, have been arrested and charged with it. And now the head of FIFA has said he'll step down too. So what's going on? Here's Nick.
Whether it's amazing skills, cheeky tricks, or match-winning goals,
Australia go in front! James Troisi!
soccer's loved by billions of people right around the world. But recently, a lot of talk hasn't been about soccer superstars like Ronaldo and Messi. It's been about FIFA.
When you think of FIFA, this is usually the first thing that comes to mind. I'll pause it for a second. But FIFA's also the organisation that's in charge of world soccer. Oh, I said pause it.
And right now, some of the biggest bosses in FIFA are caught up in a massive scandal.
What?
A few weeks ago, 9 current and former FIFA officials were arrested for corruption, which means being dishonest in a position of power. Some have been accused of taking millions of dollars from countries in return for favours, like the right to host big tournaments.
This really is the World Cup of fraud, and today we're issuing FIFA a red card.
Although he wasn't arrested, FIFA boss Sepp Blatter says he'll step down. Sepp says he didn't have anything to do with the dodgy stuff going on, but there are reports he's being investigated by Swiss authorities and the FBI. There's also a massive investigation going on into the World Cup. It's the biggest sporting tournament in the world, even bigger than the Olympics. For the country that hosts it, it can mean heaps of money and lots of tourists. A few years ago, Australia spent $46 million on a bid to host the 2022 World Cup. But in the end, it went to Qatar. Qatar is here in the Middle East. Only about 2 million people live there. It's also really, really hot. In June, when you'd normally play the World Cup, it can get up to 50 degrees. FIFA actually had to change the date of the World Cup for the first time in the competition's history, so it could be at a cooler time of year. Plus, Qatar's not exactly a big soccer nation. But even more importantly, there are worries about how Qatar's been treating workers who have come to help build stadiums. Human rights groups say Qatar doesn't have strong enough laws to protect workers. And since the construction started, 1,200 people have died. That's way more than any other recent sporting tournament. So with all those problems, you might wonder why Qatar was chosen to host such a big event. Well, investigators are wondering the same thing. They're looking at whether FIFA's process for deciding who hosts the World Cup was fair, or whether officials might have taken bribes. If investigators find Russia or Qatar did the wrong thing, some say there's a chance they could lose the right to host the World Cup. As for FIFA, there'll be a few months still before it elects another leader. Many are hoping it's a chance for the organisation to clean up its act and work towards a better future for the beautiful game.